Okay, now I see Jessica. All right, just a second. Okay, so me and Rachel have done this last night, just me and her, so she already knows a lot of this, but I'm going to try to get through it all so that we have time for questions. Um, if you haven't figured it out yet, if you can find the chat, if you're on a phone, it will be at the bottom. You'll click on participants, and then you'll see chat. You'll open up the chat box, and you can type a question if you have a question, or what have you. And this is kind of a good practice run for us to do these, because if you get on the bigger Zooms, like with Denise or anyone else, like the top earners, there will be like a lot of people on them, and they will mute everyone. And we always get in the chat and ask questions and like talk back and forth. So definitely got to find the chat on these Zooms. So we're just going to go through each slide. I've got a lot of good information on here. Yay, Anna finally got on here. So now you can see it would be bad to have to hear me yak and not get to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so these are the abbreviations that you will see a lot. So when you see them, you'll know what they mean. LC is loyal customer. PLC is a potential loyal customer. DT is a distributor. PDT is a potential distributor. FSQ is fast start qualified, and we'll go over what a lot of these mean here also. CQ is commission qualified. PBV is your personal business volume. GV is your group volume, and then this is a new one this year, and it's PCV, personal customer volume, which is pretty close to personal volume, personal business volume, but it's a little different. So I'm going to go ahead and explain those three, what the differences are right now. So your personal business volume is any customers that you have that are directly and under you, and then any orders you place yourself, whether you just place like a separate order or you're running an auto ship, or whatever. That's your personal business volume. Now your group volume is your personal business volume and the personal business volume of any distributor that's under you. That's your group volume. So let's say you have 2 distributors and under you, and they each have 400 in group volume, then your group volume is 800, and then you add in your personal volume to that also. So that's group volume. And when you look at our charts in our comp plan, that's how you promote, is getting group volume. So it's a group effort, to promote up the ranks. And then the new one this year is personal customer volume. And what this is just your volume from your customers only. It cannot be like if you place an order. And the deal this year, like last year, for these bonuses that we're going to talk about, last year you had to personally enroll 4 customers. They didn't give like a certain number you had to have a volume or anything. You just had to get 4 customers. This year they're doing the personal customer volume. So you have to have 150 in volume from customers that you personally enrolled in 1 month. And then once you do that one time, then you're good for the whole year. But you have to do that in order to get these bonuses. I don't think you have to do it for like the guarantee, like the $1,000 ruby and the emerald, but I think it's just for the bigger bonuses once you get to diamond and on up, and we'll look at that here in a second. So we'll just go on because we'll talk about this again here in a bit. Okay, so if you just joined, what you should be doing is browsing our group pages. We're on RapStars. I've got a picture of it down here at the bottom. We're all on RapStars. That's our little group. And then you all should be in the Black Diamond page with Denise. And Denise is our top, our Black Diamond leader. There's only 2 in the company. There used to be 3, and Cami left her position to take a job in our corporate team. So she leads our field development now. But Denise is our Black Diamond. So her page is full of lots of good information. But you need to browse her page, browse our page, look in the albums, look in the files. Each of our pages has a section. It used to be called units, and now they've changed it to, it says learning, which is the exact same thing. I don't know why they changed it, but go to the learning section, and there's all kinds of units you can go through. Our page only has like 13. I kept it pretty simple, like just to get you started, and then her page goes into a lot more detail. There's like a lot of units on there. So I would start with rap stars, and then once you get all that done, move over there and look through all of those, because there's lots of really good information in those. And then another thing you need to be doing, and we'll go over this in a second, you need to log into your back office. We call it eSuite, and that's just going to your website and logging into your account. You need to go on there and look around also. Another thing you need to be doing is following some of these top earners and leaders in our corporate team. And I have an entire album of all of these on Rapstars page in the album section. You got Mark Pentecost, he's our CEO. And Mike Patello is a chief sales officer. Pam Souder is our chief networking officer. And Cami Pentecost is actually Mark's daughter. And as I said just a second ago, she used to be a Black Diamond, and she kind of stepped down from that to join the corporate team to train people, because that's what she loves doing. So you got Cami to follow. Denise Walsh, who is, like I said earlier, is our Black Diamond upline. Nikki Moore is our ambassador upline. So we're all in under these two girls. Nikki's in under Denise, and we're in under Nikki. So these are our leaders. Then you've got Stephanie Dunn. She's the other Black Diamond. And then I've got lots of other ladies too that are top earners and that kind of thing. If my internet cuts in and out, the recording will not, it'll be like clear. It won't have me cutting out. I don't know why it does that. My internet's terrible. So if I cut out, if you miss something, just put it in the chat like you didn't get that, and I'll go back over it. But the reason I follow all these people is because, number one, they know announcements way before we do. So if there's something like getting ready to happen, if you follow a lot of these people, you'll notice them dropping hints before they ever announce what's going on. So that's one reason I follow them. The other reason is because, these people have made it. Like, they are top earners. The majority of them are ambassadors, so they're the top rank. And so I kind of like pay attention to what they post, kind of how they word stuff, how they do their pictures, just basically everything they do, and I try to mimic that the best I can. I don't absolutely recommend copying and pasting straight from them, even though I do sometimes, but you want to be careful and read what they wrote and make it fit you, because once upon a time I copied and pasted something from, I can't think of her name, Erin Tweed. Erin Tweed, she's a top earner. I copied and pasted it because I was in a rush, and I saw that she had a cute post. So I was like, that's great, I'll post it. And I posted it, and like an hour later I went back and read it, and it talked about her being like 6 months pregnant, and I was not pregnant. And I was like, people was going to think I'm pregnant now because I didn't even read what I had copied. So make sure that you always read over a post before you take, even if I send it to you, like make sure you read it, because number one, I'm really bad at making typos, and number two, you want to make sure that it fits you before you post it. You don't want to be telling people you're pregnant when you're not, like I did. You need to be getting these apps. You're already on Zoom, so I would assume you already have it. And the It Works Connect app is it's like your back office in an app in a way. There's lots of really cool stuff you can do with the Connect app. One thing it does is as soon as someone signs up with you, if they become a customer or distributor, like the second they hit submit, you get a notification. Because I've tested that out and signed some girls up myself. Like I went in and put their info in for them and got them signed up. As soon as I hit submit, I got a notification. Because before that we had this app, like when someone signed up, you was going to your website and like refreshing it constantly to wait and see if they showed up or not, because our system takes a few minutes to update. And especially depending on if we've got a sale going on or if it's like the end of the month, it could take longer just because there's so many people, joining the company at the time. But with that app, it's like immediately. So I like it because of that. And there's a lot of cool stuff on Connect. And I mean, we could do an entire Zoom on Connect. There are Zooms on Connect. There's lots of videos on it. And then you got the Live Fit app, which is our new app this year. We had one last year similar. And this is primarily for customers. Like even if they don't want to order right now or they're thinking about it, you can still offer this app to them. It's completely free. And it will give them free workouts and free recipes every single day. And they could even, like when they download the app, it'll ask them like what type of diet they plan on doing. Like if they're going to do keto diet, they can select that, and it'll give them recipes for the keto diet. And then there's like 2 or 3 other ones they can pick from. And then the same thing for the workouts. Like they can put in, are they like a expert, like very in very good shape, or are they like me and they sit at a desk every day? So it will give them workouts based on like where they're at physically. So it's really cool. The other cool thing is they can spin a wheel every single day and earn coins and get free samples from their coins. And if they share the app with other people when they sign up, they also get coins for doing that. There are several different things they can do to get coins. The cool thing about it is if you give it to them and they join from your link, they are connected to you. And through this app, corporate will send them like coupons, deals, incentives, try to get them to join more or less. And if they do sign up, it will be with you. So this app is very beneficial, and they're still adding stuff to it, working on it. They're also working on Connect. I think you guys saw the other day I shared that we can now share our shopping cart links directly with people. So that's really cool. So they're definitely working on the IT side of things. And I know like today, you guys see me complaining, I've been aggravated all day. Number one, I got a new phone, and like all my passwords, most of them were saved, but not all of them. So I'm like having to redo everything. And about drove me crazy. That alone. I wake up this morning and I got an email that says Linktree's no longer going to work with our It Works links. And then I can't get into my Instagram, and come to find out it's been disabled. And I think it's because I've been using Captivate a lot. So I don't know if I'll get my Instagram back. I have no idea. I know our links, we cannot share them on Facebook because Facebook is just stupid, in my opinion. There are other ways around it. You can text it to them on the phone, like just like a regular text message. You can just send it to them with spaces, like just like go to this website without the spaces, and they can go to your website that way. Because I've done it all these ways, and it works. Any of these ways will work. You can also, that About Me website, I'll show you guys on my phone to ask me here in a little bit, and I'll share my phone screen and show you. The About Me website is free, and you can link your page to it and send it to them. And it's kind of similar to Linktree. I tried the Weebly one, and that was blocked too. Like it come up and said you can't post this. Like after I done it. And you can also use the Start. It's your website. I'm gonna put this in the chat. Your website URL.startketotoday.com, and that will take you to your corporate website. It's on the keto products, but if they click on the little drop down at the top and hit Sell Keto, it'll take them to your regular corporate web page too. So you can do that. Let's see. I thought of something else earlier I was going to tell you guys. Something else you could do. On Messenger, anyone that you're talking to on Facebook Messenger, if you click on their name at the top, and it'll pull up like all the options, like you can mute them and all this stuff. There's one on there that says go to secret conversation. You can click on that and send them your link, and it'll go. Like just your straight myitworks.com link will go on the secret conversation because it's encrypted. I'm not sure. And Facebook will probably catch on to that before long too and block us from doing that. I don't know, but for now it works. And that's how I was actually sending the Live Fit app to people when I first started doing that. Was through the secret message. So there's a lot of different ways. You can also make a graphic with your website on it and send them the graphic, like with instructions on it, like click on shop, like the instructions on how to order right on the graphic. And then WordBoard is another app, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. It's basically a text replacement app. So all these messages that I send to people all the time, they don't change. Like it's pretty much the same conversation every single time. The only thing that changes is what product I'm talking about and the price of the product. So it's basically the same. So I have majority of all of those conversations saved in WordBoard, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. So if you've got your phone and you can take a screenshot, I would screenshot this page right now, because these are all of the apps I use to make graphics with. Majority of these are anyway. Some of them do cost money to get, not all of them. Some of them are free to get, and then you have to pay if you want to like add like extra fonts and stuff in the app. but they're really cheap. Like there's not any, I don't think, that's over $5. Most of them are like $2 or something. So I wouldn't go download them all today, like that would cost a fortune. But like I would add some at a time, a little at a time. The ones that I would definitely get if I was starting right now and I needed like 2 or 3 apps just to make graphics and run my business, I would definitely get WordSwag. I would definitely get PicTapGo, and I would definitely get WeHeartIt. These other ones you can add on later if you want to, but PicTapGo, you can edit your pictures to make them all kind of look the same. Like when I use it, I always use the same exact filters on it to make all my pictures look the same. And then WordSwag, you just can add cute words to any picture. So you can make your own little graphic with words on it with WordSwag. I think WordSwag might be like $2. I can't remember. And PicTapGo, I can't remember on that one either. But I know they're pretty cheap. Like they're really cheap. And WeHeartIt, I think, might be free. I don't think it costs anything. And then some of these other ones, like the Tag-O-Matic is pretty cool. You can actually use it to come up with hashtags, like for Instagram. Like you can type in hair, and it'll pull up all kinds of hashtags that have to do with hair. So if you're posting about hair, skin, and nails on Instagram, you can use Tag-O-Matic to come up with a bunch of hair tags, and then post those in the first comment under your post on Instagram. And then anybody that's like going through looking at hair tags, like looking at hairstyles and whatever, they're going to see your post. If it's public, you've got to have a public Instagram for hashtags to work. So Tag-O-Matic is pretty cool. Unfold I use to make my stories for Instagram and Facebook. And it's free, I believe, but you have to buy some of the packs. Like if you want a different set of like templates to use, but it comes with some that are free too. And then some of these other ones like Facetune, you can use Facetune if you've got like a zit or something. If you've got a zit, you can use Facetune, get rid of your zits. You can get rid of wrinkles and all kinds of stuff. Like you can make yourself look great on Facetune. I use it pretty often because I've always got kind of a blackhead or a zit going on. Trying to think some of these other ones. Retouch you can use to like take a logo off. Like if you find a cute picture but it's got a big It Works logo on it and you don't want that on there, you can use Retouch to take the logo off. And some of these other ones are just, I mean, you can check them out. You can just go to your app store and look at other, graphic like apps like to make pictures with. But these are the ones that I use. And every single one of these, you can go to YouTube and type in like Unfold app or whatever, and you can watch tutorials on how to make stuff using that app. The app called Over is the one that I've been using a lot lately to make my graphics, and it does cost money to get like all this. There's some stuff on it that's free, but you do have to pay for that one. But they have their own YouTube channel on tutorials on how to use their app. And then these two apps over here, the Cleaner and the Captivate. I think Captivate's what's got me in Instagram jail right now. So I don't know if I would use that yet till I figure out what's going on. But Captivate and Cleaner are two apps that you can use on Instagram to follow people and unfollow people. And like I said, I'm not even going to go into them right now because I think that's what got me in jail. But there are videos on YouTube that will tell you how to use them. And I think I have videos too on them. So when you get to your website to log in to get into your eSuite, you want to log in, obviously, and you can go to your settings and you can change your login ID. Like I know you're just starting out, your ID is your distributor number. And when I first joined, I was like, I'll never remember this, so I changed mine to my name when I logged in. And you do that under your settings. So you can go to settings, you can add your picture there. You can even change your website address if you want to. So you want to check out settings. You want to check out all these links at the top. And a couple of them have changed. I know the rank link is gone. I hope they put it back because before you could go there and you could look at your charts from there. Like you could fix your charts up. And I think they took it down because our charts all changed. And we'll look at one here in a second. They just changed them completely. So I think that's why they probably took it down. They're probably working on that. Your reports, you want to go there to do pretty much everything in your business. And we'll look at that page here in a second. Document library, you can go there, look up any product info sheet. You can look up the compensation plan. You can type in price list and it'll pull up every product we've got and how much it is retail and how much it is at the discount and how much volume that it's worth. So you can go to document library. You can print off the charts there. If you want to like pull up a ruby or a diamond chart or emerald chart, they're all in there. There's lots of good stuff in the document library. Then we got the orders tab, which is where you would go to order stuff. You can also go in there and check your order, like if you've ordered something to see if it's shipped or not. Then you've got the training academy, which has got some good training videos in it you can watch. The auto shipment tab, that's where you would go if you've got an auto shipment and you want to change it or turn it off or make any kind of changes. You go to auto shipment. If you don't have one and you want to create an auto ship, that's where you would go. And that's also where you would go to edit your website payment. And we'll go over that here in a second too. But the first thing you want to do when you log into your eSuite is make sure you click on the big red link there should be a red link at the top that says complete your tax info. Because until you do that, they will have a hold on your account and you'll not get paid anything. You won't be able to do anything really until you take care of that. They'll have a hold on your account. It takes like 2 seconds. If you just click on it, and I think it wants you to verify some stuff, and you hit OK and you're done. Like, it does not take long at all. So you definitely want to get your tax info squared away as soon as you can. So when you go into your reports, they've changed this too. When you first click on reports, it pulls up another screen that says it's got like I think 9 or 10 different reports on it, and one of them is Tree Viewer. You can also look at your promo codes if you've got promo codes. If you join in February, you've got 2 promo codes coming to you, which are the $20 coupon codes for people to join your team. And if you want to see those and see what your coupon code is, as soon as you click on reports, you'll see it up there. It'll say promo code report. You can go there and look up and see how many coupons you've got left and what the code is for them. My alarm's going off. Okay, so then at the bottom you'll see there's a link that says see more reports. I think is what it says. That'll take you to this page, and this is what you used to go to when you clicked on reports, and now they put up like that welcome page on the report page. So when you go here, this is where you go to see everything you need for your business. Under organization viewers, this is where you go to see where people are at. Like once you start getting distributors and customers, you can click on Tree Viewer and look at anyone that's in under you. You can search for their name and pull them up. You can look and see their recent orders. You can find their address if you need to mail them something. Just anyone that's in under you, this is where you go to see where they're at in your organization. And then under volume reports, this is where you go to see how much volume someone has. So like when we look at a chart here in a second, this will make more sense. But if you want to know how much volume one of your distributors have, I always go to volume total by distributor just to look and see how much everyone has. So if I sign a customer and I'm trying to promote and I need distributor so-and-so to be at so-and-so volume, then I can go in here and look and see how close they are and who I need to move that customer to. So that's where you would go to see how much volume everyone has under the volume reports. Then downline achievement, this is where you go to see your most recent orders. Like sometimes if I get on like my Connect app, or I'll go to the volume total and I notice my volumes went up, but I didn't sign anyone. I'll go to downline orders and I'll look and see the most recent orders placed, and I can figure out, who just signed someone up. Like I can see what's going on that way. So, I would just click on all these reports and kind of look around. You're probably not going to have a whole lot there until you start getting customers and distributors, but it's still interesting to look at. And then when you sign someone up and you're trying to see if they're in your system, like before we got the Connect app, we didn't get that notification. You go to the personally enrolled team. That's under recruitment. And it'll show you all the people that have just joined your team, whether they're customers or distributors. And then that's also where you'll go to if you want to move them somewhere. And I've got a whole video on how to move people. It's really easy. You just, there's a drop down triangle beside their name. You just click it and click move, and you have to put the distributor's ID in that you want to move them to. Like I said, I got a whole video on that. It's really simple to do. Let's see. Okay, I'm going. And There is a $20 website fee after your first 30 days. Your first 30 days, it's free. But if you don't have the $20 website, if your website's not turned on, you can't get to any of this stuff. The only thing that you can do is I think you can log in and place orders yourself. And I think customers can go to your website and place orders, but you can't move them anywhere. Or if a distributor joins you, you can't get in and move them anywhere. So you can order, but you can't see any of these reports or get to any of this stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty important to have your website if you're trying to work your business. And, you know, it's something I've never sat and thought, man, I can't believe I got to pay my website. I don't even think about the website fee because I'm not even worried about that $20. I'm worried about making so much money that I never care if there's a $20 website fee. So like I concentrate on getting customers, getting distributors, and I've never had to worry about my $20 website fee. So I mean, you know, like you can't think of it that way. You've got to think of it, you know, like you can sell a couple of things of keto coffee and make that $20. You can sell one wrap and make that $20. You sign up a bunch of several customers every month, you're going to make that $20. You're never going to think about it. So I have, I think you guys heard me talking about that video I made the other day that was like 2 hours long, where I went through like what I do every single day. And this is what I used as a guide to do that video, because this is basically what I do every single day. Some of this stuff is pretty obvious. Some of it maybe you hadn't thought of, but like I post daily, obviously. I post every day on Facebook and Instagram. I try to message at least 25 new people every day, like whether they've commented on my posts or like they've looked at my stories or whatever, you know, that they've done. That I try to connect with at least 25 new people every day. Some days I don't get to, but that's my goal, is at least 25 a day. Because if you figure that up, if you've done 25 a day and there's 30 days in a month, like that's what, like 600 people or something, or maybe more than that. I can't do math. That's a lot of people to talk to every single month. And that's really the key to it. Like when I first started this business, I was posting every day. I was going to all these Zooms. I felt like I was doing everything. I'm like, I'm doing everything. And I mean, like I would sign some people, but I'm like, I'm just not doing great. And, you know, like, what am I not doing right? And my whole problem was I never messaged anybody, like unless they flat out like commented and was like, I want this, or they messaged me. Like I never messaged anyone. So I figured that out. I was like, you've got to talk to people. If you're doing this online only, you've got to talk to people. If you're out in the world and you're doing vendors events and you're talking to people face to face, you're doing that in person. But online, you don't. So you have to talk to people. And that's one reason I like Instagram better than Facebook, because I feel like Facebook is so much more personal. You know, I feel like I'm aggravating people on Facebook, but on Instagram, I'm like, I don't even know these people, so I don't care to message them. That's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, I feel more comfortable on Instagram talking to people for some reason, but that's just me. Every single day I add to my stories. If you guys don't know what the stories are, like if you click on my profile picture on Facebook, you'll see my stories. And I add them every day to Instagram and Facebook, and I keep them full. Like I add to them every day. And I don't do I try not to do all it work stuff. Like I do just stuff about me too. You know, I post pictures of what me and my kids do and what I ate for lunch. Something cute that I found on Pinterest. I mean, you have to be yourself. You can't just post all it work stuff. You know, so you want to add some personal stuff in there too. So I add to my stories daily. I check eSuite every day, or most every day. I log in and check eSuite, see what's going on in there. Check my volume, check my orders, see if anyone's credit cards declined, that type of thing. And you can find that on the downline orders. If you click on downline orders, you'll see if anyone's card's been declined, because that happens sometimes. And I check our group pages every single day, especially Denise's page, because there's lots of info goes through that page of things that's coming up, ideas. Sometimes people ask a question that answers one of my questions, you know, so I can just learn something from reading someone else's question. So I do that every single day. And then 15 to 30 minutes of self-development daily. And self-development could be so many different things. Self-development, you're doing it right now. By being on a Zoom, you're doing self-development. But you might not be able to catch a Zoom every single day. There are so many recorded Zooms that you can watch. I have albums on our Rap Stars page of YouTube channels from a lot of the top earners, and then there's some that are just videos that I've shared of Zooms and trainings that are great to watch. Some of them are short, some of them are like 30 minutes, 15 or 30 minutes. Some of them are like this, like the other day I done like the 2-hour one. But you can always break it up and like watch it in sections. If you find one that's really good, then you know you want to watch the whole thing. So that's one thing you can do for personal development. You can also write in a journal. Denise actually has a dream journal that she created. It's not very expensive. I can't remember how much it is. It's less than $20, I think. That you can get if you wanted to. It's really good. You can read daily affirmations. I actually have an album on the Rap Stars page that has some of these in there. You know, and it's just self-development. Like, this is something a lot of people overlook when they get into something like this. Because you're going to have days like I've had today where your Instagram gets shut down. Like, all this stuff is going on. I got a new phone, and, like, I can't figure out what I'm doing. Like, it's, you know, you get aggravated. And if you let that take over, like, you'll quit. You'll quit on yourself. And if you start believing, you know, that you can't do this, then you probably won't do it, because that's what's in your mind. I can't do this. I'll never sign a customer. I'll never sign a distributor. My Instagram got shut down. How am I supposed to do anything? Like, if you start thinking that way, that's what's going to be the reality. Whatever's in your mind will be your reality. But if you've got it in your mind, you know what? It doesn't matter. My Instagram went down, but I'm going to do Facebook today. That's fine. I can sign people on Facebook just like I can on Instagram. Not a big deal. If you have that kind of mentality, then you'll be able to get through it. So that's why self-development is important, because if you've ever been in network marketing, or maybe you've not, like, you will learn pretty quick that sometimes you have to deal with really stupid people. Like, they can be very rude to you. You'll run into all, like, I'm going to write a book one day, like, it's just straight up screenshots of conversations that I've had while doing this. Because in the beginning, I kind of let it bother me quite a bit. Now, like, I still have days where it gets on my nerves, but for the most part, I laugh about it and I go on, because it gets to where it's just funny. Like, people are just funny, some of the stuff that they come up with. So when you run across someone like that, the best thing to do is take a screenshot and send it to me, and I'll help you get through that. Okay, I'll either tell you what to say to them, or I'll tell you just to block them and keep going. Don't worry about it. But if you run into something like that, like, don't freak out, like, go into hiding and clam up on us. Like, send it to me and I'll tell you. Like, I will tell you. I'll be like, I've had that happen to me 1,000 times. Like, don't worry about it. But the right mindset is so important. Like, I have learned that if you've got it in your head that you're no good at this, then you're probably not going to be very good at it, because, you know, you have to believe that you're going to do it. It's kind of like driving a car. Like, if you're driving your car down the road and you've got your eyes on the road, you know, you're doing good. But if you look off because something catches your eye, or just you get a distraction, and you look off, then your car will veer off the road. Your car will go whichever way you're looking. So you've got to stay focused on where you're going, and don't let distractions take your eyes off the road. So that's why self-development is important. And we're lucky because we're all under Denise, and, like, this is Denise's domain. Like, she is really good at the whole mindset thing. Like, I mean, she wrote a book. You know, she's got a journal out right now. She travels around doing seminars now over this kind of thing. So she is great. So if that's something you struggle with, is staying in the right frame of mind, I would watch every live that Denise does and go to every Zoom that she hosts, because she's really good at this. So we'll keep going. So another thing I do every day is I message anyone that answers my polls on my stories. Because you can do polls on your stories on Instagram and Facebook. And there's tons of ideas. I do them quite a bit. And again, this is why I follow a lot of the top leaders and such, is because I look on their posts or on their stories and get ideas like what they're doing polls about. So I can do them too. And one tip I have about doing a poll is never give people the option to say no. So if you've done a poll about hair, skin, and nails, and you put a question up that says, you know, who wants their hair really long by summer? Don't put yes or no, because you're going to have a bunch of turds that's going to put no, and most of them will be like men, because that's what men do. But you don't want to do that. You want to give them 2 yes answers. Like, you want to give them a heck yes and a yes, so they can pick which one. And then you want to message those people. I've actually got quite a bit of people from doing polls on Instagram and Facebook. You wouldn't think so, but like a lot of people sit and go through those stories every day and check out what you're doing. Last month, I got 2 customers on Instagram, just like literally within an hour, and they both ordered a crap ton of stuff, and it was from a story I put on Instagram about the products. So, and you got to keep them full. Like I said earlier, you got to always keep your stories up, keep them full, add to them. Like every night before I go to bed, like I'll make sure I add a few stories because they stay up for 24 hours. So then by the next night when I'm back in bed again and I'm adding to them, like those are still on there from the night before. So I keep them full all the time. And then throughout the day, I'll add stuff too. Like if I'm eating something for lunch and I take a picture of it, like I'll add it during lunch, whatever. But try to keep them full. And then I've been doing the host-to-posts every single day since like October is when we started. But as a team, we have been doing these host-to-posts, and you pay $10 to get in, and your money goes into the pot, and you don't have to pay $10 every month. I've not had to do it every month. Like once you pay in, like you're in for a couple months until we just run out of money, and then everybody pays back to get back in because people keep like joining us to do it, like right on and on. Like I paid last month, and I don't have to pay again this month to get back in. But we're giving away like $500 cash. And to host a post, all you do is you can ask on your page. You can post, and ask, is anyone interested in winning $500? And have them drop a comment, and you can message them about how to do it. Or you can just like personally message people say, hey, would you care to do me a favor? And what they do is you will give them a post about a product. It could be about the business opportunity. And we have tons of scripts for this stuff. Like I've got a million of them saved in my WordBoard app. And then there's some on the group pages too. But they will post on their page and tag you in it. And what this does is, they're more than likely friends with quite a lot of people that you're not friends with. So when they post on their page, then all their friends are going to see it. So you're expanding your network by quite a bit when you do these host-to-posts. So you're reaching people that you're not friends with, but it's people that you more than likely probably have some things in common with because you have mutual friends, between you. So the host-to-post is a really good tool to use on Facebook. I've tried it on Instagram. I haven't had like huge success over there with it, but I did try it. But on Facebook, it is great because when someone posts for me and then someone comments on their post, one of their friends comments, I click on their name, and if I'm not already friends with them, I add them because of 2 reasons. Number 1, it grows my network because I'm getting new people to add as friends. And number 2, if you're not friends with someone and you message them, it'll go to their filtered messages and they probably won't see it. I learned that the hard way. Like back in October, I was like messaging all these people. I'm like, nobody's even reading their messages. It was because they wasn't getting them. So you always add them as a friend and then message them. And if this is something you're interested in doing, we can do another training on just host-to-post. There's lots of recorded trainings on it too. But that's basically what you do is you ask someone to host a post for you, and they tag you in it. And then if any one of their friends comments, you'll get a notification, and you can go check them out and message them about the product or whatever it was that they posted for you. And then I always follow up with messages from the day before. That's usually one of the first things I do because I usually wake up and I've got at least a couple messages just from the day before, and I follow up with people. Try to do that daily, and then once a week I go back and follow up with lots of people. The other night I was on Instagram. I went back through 5 weeks. I went back 5 weeks ago and messaged everybody. I can't remember how many I sent out. It was between 60 or 70 messages of people that I felt like was pretty solid leads. If they were pretty serious, they were definitely interested. So I went back and followed up just a couple of days ago. So this is what I basically do every day. And this can be different. It depends on what are you going to do. Are you going to do Instagram? Do you not have a clue how to do anything on Instagram? Do you like Facebook better? Are you going to go out face to face? If you're going to do face to face, you're going to have to add some different stuff in here, like blitzing, which we'll talk about in a second. Like if you can go out and blitz people face to face, that would be something you would have like a daily goal, like that you're going to blitz at least 5 new people every day or something. You're going to host at least one in-home party a week. You would have to set different goals or schedule a home party every day. Maybe that was your goal, to at least schedule one a day or something. So depending on how you plan on working the business will depend on your daily 6 list. This is what we call these, are a 6 list. You want to at least accomplish 6 things every day from your list. And if you have this list made out, it makes it easy. Like, you're not sitting there when you get home from work. If you work like I do, when you get home, you're not sitting there thinking, well, what can I do? What can I do that I haven't done today? Like, you already know because you got your list. And then once a week, like I said, I do a massive follow-up. Once a week, I go to Pinterest and look up new stories that I can add, that I can save for Instagram. Because if you can go to Pinterest and search, you can search just Instagram stories, and it'll pull up lots of like generic stories you can use, just about like quotes and just different stuff. Or you can type in "it works stories," and there's lots of stories that are on there about all the different products and the business opportunity, and so on and so forth. And you can save those from Pinterest to your phone. If you don't know how to do that, message me and I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. So once a week, like, I go through Instagram. I also go through the We Hearted app that I showed earlier, and I will search for cute pictures on it to save, because you can search like long hair, coffee. You can even look up stuff like shoes and like nail designs, and like they've got a lot of cute pictures on We Hearted that you can use to post, because you don't want to always just post it works. You want to be yourself. But there's so many cute pictures on there that really catches people's eyes that you can use from We Hearted. And then like once or twice a week, if I'm having a good hair day, my makeup looks decent, I didn't oversleep that morning, and I don't look terrible, I take selfies. So I've got some when I'm having a good hair day that I can use, because I don't have a good hair day every day. But I need selfies ready to go in case I want to post one, because they also catch people's attention. Let's see. And then again, like we were talking about Captivate earlier, I'm going to do some more research on that, because I do think that's what got me in jail this time on Instagram. But normally once a week I'll go through and make sure I've got people added into Captivate for it to follow and unfollow. And then obviously once a week, at least once a week, I attend Zoom trainings. I actually probably attend more than one a week. Denise always does one Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. And then we've got the Facebook Live call tonight actually at 10. So we've got to hurry up and get through this so we can get to that. And that's on Mark's Facebook. That's every Sunday night at 10. And then Pam does a Facebook Live also every Monday night at 9. No, hers is at 10 also, I think. It's at 9 or 10, I can't remember. I have to look. But she does the Show Me the Money call, which is a really cool call to get on, because she always has guests that are doing really well in the business on her call. Like, they have signed a lot of people, or they have promoted recently. She'll bring them on and ask them, like, what are you doing? And they will tell you, what's working for them, how they're growing their business. So that's called the Show Me the Money call, and it's a really good one to watch also. And then once a week, like, as I'm saving these cute pictures from We Hearted or taking cute selfies, and I'm using my apps to edit them with to make them look good, especially for Instagram, because that's what Instagram's all about, is like looking like all uniform and all that stuff. Then you can actually go on Instagram, and just like you were going to post a picture, like, go all the way through the steps, but right before you like post it, tap the back button twice, and it'll pop up, and you can either delete the picture or the post, or you can save it to your drafts. And if you save it to your drafts, then it will be saved on there. So like, you can go through and like save several pictures in your drafts, and then you can use them like later. Like, if you're having a day where you're really busy and you don't have time to come up with a post, you've got a bunch saved in your drafts on Instagram, then you've got one ready to go. And this is something too I can show you guys on my phone here if we got time at the end. So now we're going to get into our bonuses. Right now, if you've just joined the company, if you joined in January, February, and now March, you are eligible for the $1,000 Ruby Guarantee and the $3,000 Emerald Guarantee. And these are kind of like the rules for getting those bonuses. The first thing you got to do is you got to be Fast Start qualified. To be Fast Start qualified, that means that you need to get 2 customers in your first 30 days, and you need to be commission qualified. So that's your first goal, is to get at least 2 customers as soon as possible. And then the second stipulation is you have to personally enroll 3 distributors. And you know, right now we've got these $20 codes, so that makes it a lot easier to get your 3 distributors. And each of you that have joined, if you joined in February, you got 2 codes, 2 $20 codes. So you've got those, and then we've got some, as a team, we've got several actually that you could use too. So your first goal is you want to get at least 2 customers, and your second goal is you want to get at least 3 distributors yourself. Like, I can't place the distributors under you. You have to personally enroll them. That's part of the rules. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to reach either Ruby or Emerald rank. And you've got 2 calendar months to reach Ruby. Now, the way our rules are set up, when it says calendar month, this is what it means. Like, if you join today, today's what, March 3rd, I think? Yeah, today's March 3rd. So the month of March will not count as a calendar month because it's not a full month. Like, we've already used 2 days of. So if they join today, like, they can still work the rest of this month, but it won't count towards this promotion. So if they join anytime in March, they'll have all of April and all of May to work towards Ruby to get their $1,000 Ruby bonus. So if you join in February, you've got all of this month, all of March, and all of April to get to Ruby to get the $1,000 guarantee. And then for Emerald, it's 3 calendar months. So you just add another month on to go to Emerald. So if you do all these things, you become Fast Start qualified, get your 3 distributors, which you need 3 to go Ruby anyway, and then you reach your Ruby rank. If you've not already made $1,000, the company will pay you the difference. So the same thing for Emerald. Once you reach Emerald, if you've not already made $3,000, the company will pay you the difference. So that's pretty cool, I think. If for some reason you don't hit Ruby, like you're really close but you just barely missed it, and then the next month you come through and just really work hard and you get to Emerald, they'll give you the $2,000 guarantee. So they'll kind of make up the difference between the two. So if you do miss Ruby, you can still shoot for Emerald and still get that guarantee. And then this is not available in South Korea. We were talking about this last night. South Korea has got like the weirdest regulations. Like, I tried to sign a distributor from there, and it was crazy. Like, the loopholes that you have to get through just to be a citizen over there. It's pretty crazy. So these are our other bonuses. These are our rank up bonuses. So after you go through Ruby and you get through Emerald, if you reach the rank of Diamond, you get a $10,000 bonus. And that's not like they pay you the difference. Like, that's just $10,000 on top of your commissions. And now these bonuses are paid out month to month, so it's like split up. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember how many. It's usually like somewhere between, I think it's like, might be 20 months, might be less than that. Either way, though, it's like at least $500 to $1,000 extra a month on top of your commission check. So it's pretty cool. Then when you get to double diamond, it's 15, and then 25 from triple, presidential, and ambassador. And normally those ranks would go up higher, like for presidential and ambassador, but they're not. And I'm getting ready to show you why. It's because our comp plan has changed. So there's ladies that are probably sitting at triple and presidential that just went ambassador like overnight because the comp plan changed. So that's why those bonuses are all the same, because there's probably people that like might have got all of those like within no time. So we've already talked a little bit about this, but this is your steps to success. This is just the goal we have every month. And this is really the building block of our entire comp plan, is the steps to success. The first step is you want to be commission qualified every month. And you do that 2 different ways. Actually, I say 3 ways because there's kind of another way you can get around it too. The first way is you run an auto shipment, and it has to be at least 80 in volume. And that's something that I have always done, because when I joined, initially I just wanted to use the products, and then I was like, why don't I just sell them and make enough money to cover like what I would buy anyway? So I've always just ran an auto shipment because I would buy the products either way. So I'm like, why don't I just do that? Then I don't have to worry about being commission qualified. So that's one way, is to run an 80 volume auto shipment. And that's roughly 2 to 3 products, depending on what products you get. because each one is assigned a different volume. Most of them are dollar for dollar. Some of them are just a little less. Like our wraps are $59 and they're worth $54 in volume. And then like our lip and eye cream is $29 and it's worth $29 in volume. So it just depends on what it is. So that's your first goal every month, is to get commission qualified. The other way you become commission qualified if you don't run an auto shipment is to get 150 in personal volume from customers. So if you don't run an auto shipment, then you've got to get enough customers to get 150 in volume and sales to be commission qualified. Now the third way I was talking about, the way you can kind of get around it would be, let's say you get like 3 customers or 4 customers and you're at 120 in volume and you only need 30 more to be commission qualified. You could buy one product worth 30 in volume yourself and make up the difference and commission qualify yourself. So if you ever get in a jam like that, you're like, I'm not commission qualified, you can purchase something and make up the difference if you had to. So that is one way around that too. Then your second step every month is you want to try to enroll 4 customers every month, especially if you just joined, because number one, you want to get Fast Start qualified, and you do that by getting 2 customers. So you want to get the first 2, and then you want to get 2 more because you're going to get a $100 shopping spree. And you can spend the $100 shopping spree on products. You can spend it on the clothes we've got. Right now, they've not got any in the store. They're redoing that part of it because they just had new stuff come out at conference, I believe. But they've not got it updated yet. So there's like nothing in the store right now as far as clothes, but they will add stuff soon. So you can use that shopping spree on anything. So that's your second goal every month, is to get 4 customers. Your third goal every month is to try to get at least 3 distributors, which we talked about in the guarantee bonus. Being a part of it is just part of your steps to success. Is every month that's your goal. Now, if you don't get 3 customers or 3 distributors or 4 customers, does anything bad happen? No, it's just a goal. But it's proven if you can do these steps every single month, like, your business will continue to grow. And then you want to teach all the people that join you as distributors to do this. And then you'll see here in a second when we look at some of the charts. Also, the cool thing about being Fast Start qualified is it means you're eligible to now earn unlimited $100 bonuses. And the way you get these $100 bonuses is you sign a distributor, and then you help that distributor become Fast Start qualified, and you get a $100 bonus. And those are unlimited. So if you sign 10 distributors and they all become Fast Start qualified, that's $1,000, and that's not including commissions from anything they buy or anything their customers buy or whatever. So that's just, and those are paid every Friday. So you can make quite a bit of money just doing the Fast Starts. Like, that's something that a lot of people kind of overlook. But I mean, like, there's tons of money to be made just by getting your Fast Starts. And then, like I mentioned earlier, you do have to have 150 personal customer volume to qualify for those bonuses I just showed you. So by getting your 4 customers ASAP, you're going to knock out lots of things. You're going to be Fast Start qualified. You're going to have your shopping spree. If you've not already got your 150 personal customer volume, you'll be really close. You're also going to be really close to being commission qualified because, 4 customers are going to put you pretty close to that 150 if it don't go over. It depends on what they buy. It's hard to say exactly because it depends on what items they get. But that should be your first goal in the company, is get 4 customers at least. And then I would work on the distributors, especially since we've got these $20 codes. Like, makes it a lot easier to get distributors when the kits are discounted like that, because normally they're $99. So let's see what's next. Okay, so here's how the comp plan changed. The one on the left is our old comp plan. This is the old Ruby chart. The one on the right is the new Ruby chart. The difference is, before you had to have 5 people, 5 distributors and under you to go Ruby. Now you only need 3. In fact, you only need 3 to go from Ruby all the way to the top of the company. Before you had to have 5 people. And the problem that a lot of us struggled with this is I would have promoted a long time ago if we'd have had this higher up the ranks. But the problem with it is you got 5 people, like you've got 2 or 3 that are working, doing their own thing, and you're helping them, and then you've got 1 or 2 that's not doing very much, and you're having to like pull all their weight. It was hard to juggle 5 people and get everybody to the amount of volume you needed them to be at the exact same time so you could promote. Like, it's very hard to juggle, 5 different people. So now you only have to concentrate on 3 people. It's very, I can't think of the word, simplified. Like, you just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just keep adding people under those 3 people. You don't have to worry about a 4th person or a 5th person. So it makes it much more easy to move up the ranks. And it still pays the same because you actually have to have a little bit more volume for Ruby now. And I think some of them it's less than it was before as you're going up through there. But you got to have 3 people in under you to go Ruby, and they each need to be a qualified leg. And a qualified leg means they have at least 400 in volume, group volume. So that's what a qualified leg is. So they got to have at least 400, and then all 3 of them together has got to have 2,000 in group volume. But now here's the thing: like, you might have, like, a couple of those distributors may have distributors in under them too because they're shooting for Ruby. So it's their volume added up too. So it's not like you just got the 3. You might have just 3. I've got a couple of distributors right now that's got way more than 400 in volume. So that's very possible. But you would need 2,000 total, and each one has to have at least 400 to go Ruby. And this is why I said that the steps to success is a building block for our entire comp plan, because part of the steps to success is you got to get 3 distributors every month, and you got to have 3 distributors to go Ruby, and then you want all of them to get 3 distributors and help them go Ruby, because it takes 2 rubies to go emerald, it takes 3 to go diamond, 5 to go double, and then it goes on up. And this chart's not updated because this was from the old comp plan. It doesn't take this many rubies anymore. I would have to go back and count them, but the first few there are true because this is what a diamond chart looks like. And as you can see on the bottom there's 3 ruby legs. So you got to have 3 rubies in under you to go diamond. And you can see the emerald leg. You got to have 1 emerald leg, 1 ruby leg, and 1 qualified leg. And you can see to go emerald, you need 2 rubies in under you and a qualified leg. So this is what diamond chart looks like. And the cool thing about going diamond is when you go diamond, you get a raise across the board on commissions, a 2% raise on every level. And then you also, those fast start bonuses, the $100 bonuses I was talking about, they get a lot cooler because they go up higher. And after you become a diamond, let's say like I went diamond, and then tomorrow I sign a distributor, and then she signs a distributor, and that distributor goes, becomes fast start qualified. Well, she will get the $100 bonus, but I'll get an $80 bonus, even though I didn't sign that distributor up. May have never even spoke to them, may have not even talked to them. But because I'm a diamond, I get the leadership bonuses on the fast starts now. So every time a new distributor joins my organization, anywhere in my organization, and they become fast start qualified, I get $80. Then once you go ambassador, it's $150. It goes up like from diamond to double to triple on up. So it's really cool. So once you get to diamond, like, the compensation plan really opens up. Like I said, you get a raise on your, not only your commissions, but your fast start bonuses too. And there's 5 ways we make cash. The first one, we used to call it wrap cash, but now we call it keto cash or product cash. People call it different things. But used to, we always would sell wraps on hand. Like, we buy them at a discount and we sell them at retail. We get them for $59 for a pack of 4, and we sell them for $25 each. And there's 4 that comes in a box. So you spend $59, you make $100, and you can make profit that way. And now we've got the keto coffee that we can do that with. We can also sell the collagen, the keto energy, the greens, and it's the same principle. You buy the coffee cheaper and you sell it for retail. You also get product credits. And the way you get a product credit is every time you get 2 customers and under you, you get 1 product credit. And for example, for the wraps, instead of having to pay $59 for 1 bag of 4 wraps, it's only $25 if you have a product credit you can use. The same thing with the coffee. The coffee is $39 for a bag of 15 packs, but if you have a product credit, it's only $19. So you can either get it cheaper for yourself, or you can get it cheaper and sell it and make more profit if you want to sell it on hand. And then like we were saying earlier, like if you get those 4 customers, this is another thing you're going to get, is you're going to get 2 product credits. So you're going to get 2 cheaper things of wraps, or 2 cheaper things of keto coffee, or 1 of each, or you also can do facials. Then we got the fast track bonuses like we talked about. $100 every time you get 2, every time you sign a distributor and they get 2 customers, you get a $100 bonus. Residual income, which is just your commissions. Leadership bonuses, which is like I talked about, once you go Ruby or once you go Diamond, you get those $80 bonuses for fast starts. And then promotions, like we got the $1,000 Ruby guarantee, and the 3,000 Emerald, and then the 10,000 Diamond and on up right now. So that's the 5 ways we make money. Blitzing, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Blitzing just means when you go out in public, you can take Blitz cards. We have them. You can buy Blitz cards from our website. You'll get some in your kit. You can make your own. You can order like business cards if you want to. And you go out and you just pass them out. You go to the supermarket. You can walk up to someone and say, hey, would you like a coupon? Give them a Blitz card. People will tape them to like ATMs and gas pumps. So the next person will see it and get it. I've heard of people paying for the person behind them's food in the drive-thru line, and then like giving their cashier one of the cards to give to that person to say, hey, this person in front of you bought your food. You can give them to the cashier also in the drive-thru. So there's a million different ways you can blitz. So if you want to build face-to-face, this would be something you could do. If you can get a friend to join in with you in the company, or a family member, it'll be something you could do together. Might make it easier. I know this is not my department. Like, I'm not a very face-to-face person. So I would definitely have to take somebody with me that was, if I went out blitzing quite often. So when it comes to getting distributors, there's a few things I always kind of follow when I'm talking to someone. The first thing you want to do, obviously, is reach out to them to get them in your inbox. Either it's someone that you know personally and you're like, I know they will be great at this, or it's someone that's commented on one of your posts or liked your post, or maybe they've reached out to you, they've voted on a poll that you had on your story, whatever. You want to reach out to them, get them in your inbox. The next thing you want to do is find out what they know about direct sales, because a lot of people don't fully understand what it is we do. They're a little confused. So you want to ask them what they know about direct sales. And I have these scripts. I can send them to you, what I say every time. So you want to find out what they know about direct sales, and then you want to educate them on what they don't know about direct sales. So it depends on what they say to you for how you would respond. If you don't know what to say, always take a screenshot, send it to me, and I'll tell you what I would say or help you through it. Then you want to find out why they're doing this. Like, you want to ask them, what would an extra $200 to $400, $500 a month do for you and your family? Find out why that they are interested in something like this. Then you want to share your why with them and kind of connect with them. Like, you may have a lot in common with them. Or just explain to them, that's exactly why I'm doing this. It's for this reason. This is why I joined, to get an extra X amount of dollars a month for whatever reason. Make sure they understand that they can connect with you. Then you want to explain to them what you actually do on a daily basis, because a lot of people don't understand what it is we do. They think, okay, I signed up, now when do I get paid? Like, they don't understand this. You got to kind of do some stuff if you want to get paid. So you can explain to them that every single day, all day long, I do what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to someone just like I'm talking to you. Explain to them, that if you're talking to someone and they give you a day when they can order, that you write that day down, and then on that day you message that person back to see if they're ready to order. Just explain what you do daily, that you post on social media, you attend trainings a couple times a week. Make sure they understand what they're getting into. And then you want to show them the income possibilities, show them the income chart, show them the bonuses, make sure they understand, what potential they would have with the company. And then like right now we've got the $20 code, so it makes it a little different. But if this was like a normal kit, they were $99. You would explain the cost to them and how they can sell, the wraps that come in their kit, or the keto coffee, depending on what kit they got. how they could sell that and make up the cost of their kit back. Or just the flat out, they're getting a good deal, because usually our kit is $99, but you get more than $99 worth of stuff in it. So I mean, it's still a good deal. So make sure that they understand that, and help them find a way to make it happen. And that's why you need to find out their why they're doing this. Because everyone will make excuses, and usually it's not because they don't like you, or they don't like the company, or they think the products are stupid. Like, they're scared that they're going to fail. They're like, I can't do this. So they're like, nah. So you want to make sure, reassure them that they can do it, and make sure they understand, I thought you wanted, X amount of dollars every month was going to help you so much. Like, I would love to help you do that. So I always say, my old saying is, you can use their why against them, kind of, in a way. Like, don't let them talk themselves out of it, because that does happen a lot. Again, reach out to me if you're stuck. Take a screenshot, send it to me. I'll tell you what I would say. I'll help you through it. Like I kind of mentioned before, if they are just rude, people are so dingy, it's crazy. If they're just being rude, like, no matter what you say, like, if they're just wasting your time, move on. If you have to, you can block them. Okay, just block them and keep going. Don't worry about it. Just ignore them and go on. Like I said, if they really want this, they'll find a way to make it happen. Like I've mentioned this before, I'm sure I'll mention it again. Like, our top earners in the company, they were bankrupt, standing in food lines. Like, they sold stuff out of their house just to get the kit to get started, and now they're the #1 earners in the company. So I mean, if they really want this, it's something they really need, they'll find a way. And that's one of my favorite quotes: some will, some won't, so what, who's next? Getting customers, like I mentioned before, this is what I do to get customers. I do the host to posts. I run polls on Instagram. You got to ask people. Like, that was my biggest, like, revelation, was like, I have to actually talk to people. That's crazy that I have to talk to people, but you got to ask people. And share results. Like, that's how you get customers. If you share results, that's what's going to draw customers in. If you're sharing the income possibilities, you're talking about fast start bonuses that you just earned, that's going to draw in distributors. But if you're talking about the results, that's going to get you customers. You want to keep it simple. Do not send them the entire product sheet the moment that they message you or you message them. Like, you literally want to keep it step by step. And this is an example that I have. This is also what WordBoard looks like, the app I talked about earlier. You can see I've got all my ThermaFight X scripts saved in there, and they're in order. They're even, like, color coded. It's a really cool app to have to save all of your scripts in your phone. And this is actually my host to post for the ThermaFight X. So the first message is, do I have any friends on my feed that'll be interested in losing 30 pounds in the next 90 days? My friend Lindsay has a brand new product that's proven to help you lose an average of 22.5 times weight, an average 2.5 times faster than with diet alone. Drop an emoji and she will message you. So that's what I would send them to put on their page if they want to do the giveaway, the host post. And so they put it on there and they tag me in it, and then someone comments, and I add them as a friend, and then I message them and I say, hey, I'm going to be supplementing my diet with a new product that was just released. There are clinical studies prove it helps you lose almost 3 times the weight when compared to diet alone. I'm going to use it to enhance the results from the keto-ish diet I'm doing. Would you like to learn more? I always end everything with a question when I send people stuff. It helps keep the conversation going. And then they say yes, they'd like to learn more. So I tell them what it is. Every product I do, it's the same conversation. I message them. I'm like, hey, I got this new product. This is what it does. Would you be interested? They're like, yes. Or I say, would you like to learn more? Yes. So then I give them a little more details about it. And you can get these details from Document Library if you pull up the product sheet in the Document Library on eSuite. We also have a website called myitworksproductcoach.com, I believe. I'll send that to you guys. You can go there and click on any product and, like, literally copy the first paragraph that comes up, and, like, this is what it will say is exactly pretty much what I'm sending them. It's just like a little summary of what the product is. So that's what I send next. I tell them what it is. It's a supplement that you take twice a day. It's ketogenic, metabolic, contains green tea blend, which has been proven to excel weight loss. Proven to help you lose 30 pounds in 90 days at a rate 2.5 times faster than with diet alone, non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, blah, blah, blah. And I said, would you be interested in that? And they're like, yes. And now at this point, if they haven't already asked you, they probably will, and they want to know how much it is. So then that's when I tell them how much it is. I don't start out telling them how much it is. If you want to get them sold on what they're buying before you start telling them what it's going to cost them. They want, you want them to want it before you tell them what it costs. So then I would say, so they're normally 65 for a month's supply, or you can get them for only 36 as part of my 90-day challenge. So you'll get an order now and again in March and April for the $36 price. You'll love your results. Does that work for you? And they either say yes or no, or yes, but I have to wait till Friday when I get paid, or whatever. And if they say that, you want to make sure you get it wrote down so you can follow back up with them. And then if they say yes, they're ready to order, I send them my website. I did have Linktree. Today we got an email saying Linktree will no longer work. So I do have I set up the About Me website link so I can send that link out to people. Makes it easier. Let's give them the information on ordering the product. So WordBoard is a really cool app to use, for sure, because I've got all this saved on. And I usually have I have the products I talk about the most. Like I've got Thermofile, I've got hair, skin, and nails, got Cleanse, got Keto Coffee, I've got the collagen. Seems like another one or two, but I've got all this that I've got typed up here, all of that saved on those products. And I've also got scripts for talking about the business opportunities saved in WordBoard. So this way I'm not trying to figure out what do I say, I've got them saved. And sometimes it might not make sense to send the next one. You got to kind of play it by ear what they're Alexa's talking to me. Just kind of depends on how the conversation's going. And you might even you can edit these too before you send them, so you might have to change them up a little bit. Let's see. And like I said, if you're lost, ask me. Don't sit there and get frustrated and not tell anybody. Reach out to me and say, hey, this is, what do I say? I don't know what to do. This person's being mean, whatever. Just let me know and I'll help you out. Let's see. Like I said, go to Document Library, pull up the product info sheet. It will tell you everything you need to know about the product. Also, the Product Coach website can tell you everything you need to know about a product. You can even search for gluten-free, caffeine. You can type in certain keywords on the Product Coach website and it'll tell you every product that's gluten-free, every product that's got caffeine in it, that kind of thing. Let's see. And then, like I was saying, this is the product info. If you pull up any product on your website, there's bullet points that you can literally copy and paste. With somebody's like, well, what does it do? Copy and paste. I mean, you've got it right there. It is. That's what it does. This is the new Hydrate product. It provides 6 essential electrolytes for daily hydration, boosts the body's ability to absorb nutrients, assists in post-workout recovery, helps deter many hangover symptoms, supports refreshed, hydrated skin. And it comes in lemon flavor. It's keto-friendly, non-GMO. It's right there. So if you don't know what to say, you can look up the product sheet. If they still need more info, if you go to your page and shop just like you're a customer without having to log in or anything, just pull up one of the products. At the bottom, you can see that link that says View Product Information. That's the product sheet. So you can pull it up, take screenshots, and send it to them if they're still wanting to read more about it. Because if they're like me, they want to read everything they can read. So don't send that to them, though, unless they ask. If they keep wanting to know more information, you can send that to them. And like I was saying earlier, show them the math. How that you pay $25 for one wrap, or you can get a whole box of 4 for $59. Try to avoid saying auto shipment. I always like to say the 90-day challenge. Make sure they understand that they're getting a lifetime discount by becoming a loyal customer on all the products. There's lots of ways to word that. If you get hung up on that, ask me, and I'll give you some of the ways I say it. There's different ways to go about it. The only time I say auto shipment is if people flat out ask me, is this auto shipment? Because some people, have bought from other companies before and they understand how it works. So they might just flat out ask you, then I'll be like, yes, and I'll explain it to them. But I don't just come out and say, well, it's an auto shipment. I don't just come out and say that. And make sure if you're signing up a customer yourself, if they give you their info and you're going in to put their order in for them, make sure they understand that if they don't complete their 3 months of auto shipments, that they will be liable for the $50 membership fee. Because by agreeing to do the 3 months, the company waives the fee. But if you cancel before your 3 months are up, you have to pay the $50 membership fee. make sure they do that. And I tell you this from my own experience because there was a lady I signed up. It's been for probably a year ago or so, maybe longer. And I was signing her up as a customer, and I had like 2 distributors sign up, like literally within 30 minutes of each other. And I was just like crazy, and I didn't tell her that. Like I always tell people that, and I just forgot to say, hey, just make sure you know she don't cancel. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't tell her that. And like a month or two later, she messages me and was like, she got the lip and eye cream, and like she says it made her break out in a rash. I don't know. She was like, I hate this, and I was trying to tell her, you know, well, you can try something else. She was being really rude. She was mad. And I was like, well, if you cancel, like, they're going to charge you the $50. Or she went crazy. And I went back through my messages. I was like, I know I told her that, and I didn't. So it was my fault. I even offered, I was like, I'll pay the $50. So I was like, it was my fault. I'm sorry. And then she done it herself. She's like, no, I'll take care of it. But from experience, make sure they understand that part. If you sign them up yourself, if they go through the website, they'll have to agree to the customer agreement, and they can read it for themselves. But if you're doing it, make sure they understand it before you do it. And then I do recommend watching Jade Hooper's video on, it's called Loyal Customers and Sealing the Deal, I believe. And it's on the Rap Stars group. You can go to YouTube and find it. She does a really good job of explaining how to talk to customers. And it's basically what I just went through. You have the same exact conversation with them every single time. Also, you want to check out the events. You can go to myitworksevents.com/events. If you have the ItWorks Connect app, you can also go to it and pull up the events from there. But going to an event is so good. Like I love going to Zooms like this because I always learn stuff. Being at an event is like it's like a Zoom on crack. Okay, it's crazy because you're literally elbow to elbow with all these people that you watch on Zooms and watch on recorded videos, like all these top earners, and it's just crazy. I've always learned something I've never thought of or heard before every time I went to an event. Some of them are like just little mini conferences, like little, like they only last like a half a day or something. Some of them like our big conference is 3 or 4 days. Green Carpet's coming up in September. It lasts like 2 days. And then they have, they have like little mini trainings all the time. So just check that out. If there's one near you, go see it. Also, if you haven't looked on eSuite, they just started a new thing that you can pay and watch it live from eSuite. And I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't a whole lot, about $20 or something. Like they've got one coming up in Asheville and then one in St. Louis, an event. It's a training. ItWorks training, I think is what they called it. And you can pay from home, just like you'd buy your ticket and go and watch it from home. So that's really cool. I do plan on watching. There's one coming up this month, maybe. It might be in April. So definitely get to an event if you can. Totally life-changing experiences. And it's never too late to build your business. You know, if you get in a slump, like I was talking about earlier, come to me. Don't sit and mull on it and get worked up and get mad and aggravated. Come to me. Tell me what's going on. Get on a Zoom. Listen to Denise. Like, she's great at motivating people. You know, work on self-development. Work on mindset. You know, if you've only got 4 hours a week to do it, make them count. Have your 6 list ready. Know what you're going to do every day and do it. If you only got an hour to do it in, you know, have it planned out. You may have to sit down and take a day or two to plan all that out, but once you have it all set up, you know, it's going to make it a lot easier. And I know how that is because I'm busy. I'm a single mom. I work every day. Get ready to start doing Little League. Like, I'm busy always. And I always make time to do my business. It's very seldom that I don't answer you guys if you message me. Very seldom. Sometimes I get really busy at work and I can't, but I'll get back to you as quick as I can. You just got to plan it around everything else you have going on. Like on Sundays, like I'm sitting with a towel on my head right now because this is what I always do. I get my shower done, get on my Zoom, do whatever I got to do, get it dried before the family call, get my hair dried, and then like as soon as the family call's over, I work my business a little while and I go to bed. Like that's what I do every Sunday. Get my laundry done beforehand, take my shower, like I'm ready to go before it's time to get on the Zooms. So I plan my day around it, you know, especially on Sunday. And then, like I always say, it's a numbers game. I mean, there are statistics that will support all this stuff. You know, you may have to talk to 3,000 people to get 300 that will even listen to you. Of the 300 that listen, you might have 30 that will say yes. And out of the 30 that say yes, 3 of them will take your business to $100,000 a year and beyond. The thing is, how many people sticks it out to the 3,000 people? That is all this industry and any business for that matter is a numbers game. It's just that 97% of people quit before their numbers come in. So would you talk to 3,000 strangers, no matter how uncomfortable or how long it took you, if you knew it would pay you $100,000 a year? And then I like these statistics too. This is why following up is important. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. They talk to them one time, they say no or not right now, they never follow back up. 25% of people make a second contact and stop. 12% of people only make 3 contacts and stop, and only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. So here's something to keep in mind. Only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Only 3% of sales are made on the second. Only 5% are made on the third contact. 10% are made on the fourth contact. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So every time you message someone, the first time they say no, don't get aggravated. Like statistically, they should say no because that's what the statistics say. You got to follow up with them. Because it might just be bad timing, maybe they just don't have the money right now. Maybe they're just not in the right headspace to try the product. I don't know what it could be. There's all kinds of things. I mean, think about why you don't buy stuff every day when you're in the store. Like, I need that, but I'm not going to get it. Like, it's kind of crazy. We all do it, but don't get tore up on it. Just know that it's in the statistics. So, if anybody got any questions? I think there's only 2 left. We've got 1 minute and the call starts. They usually start late, though, so we might have a couple minutes. You might have to unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat box. We'll go ahead and stop the recording, too.